Welcome. I am Debbie Smith, and I am here to present Stress, Tools for Survival, which I'm recording for the Fall 2015 semester assignment for the LTEC 4121 Section 20 class at the University of North Texas. Hi, Rob. So you might ask, what are my qualifications for presenting this topic? And the answer is, I am human and I have stress. In this presentation, I hope to help you realize what stress is, how it affects you, your coworkers, and your company, and why it's an important subject to be educated about. We will then be practicing techniques together to help relieve stress. Now, I would like to ask you to raise your hand if you've ever experienced stress. Okay, so now I just want you to think about what stress is and what you know about stress, and go ahead and take a moment and just write down something quickly about what you know about stress. Okay, so why is stress management important? It's important for our health, to keep our jobs, to maintain a healthy social life. Stress management in our lives improves our health, and it will help us to deal with our jobs better and be more productive so that we can keep our jobs. Otherwise, our employers don't really want us around. In a healthy social life, it's important to have that for stress management. And to have that healthy social life, you're going to have to be a person that's not negative and a downer all the time. So you need to figure out how to manage your stress so that you can have fun and take a break and really enjoy living. There's an author, speaker, and pastor whose primary focus is leadership, and he's quoted as saying, "Tend to the people and they will tend to the business." So as far as business is concerned, it's important that the people are happy so that they can be productive and tend to the business that we need them to tend to. So here's some numbers for you. Annual cost to employers in stress-related health care and missed work is $300 billion. Big money. The total number of working days lost due to stress, depression, or anxiety was $11.3 million between 2013 and 2014. That's an average of 23 days per case of stress, depression, or anxiety. So when I think about that, for me, I know that at my company that I work for, I don't get 23 days of time off at this time. Next year, I will get 20 days, and I want to use that for vacation. I don't want to be out because I'm sick, because I'm so stressed out. So here's another number for you. Unhappy workers are 10% less productive. So if you link happiness with productivity, that means that stress management has a real significant dollar value to the employees and to the organization that they work for. So, what is stress? And for this question, I looked to Wikipedia for the definition that says it's an organism's response to a stressor, such as an environmental condition. Stress is a body's method of reacting to a challenge. According to the stressful event, the body's way to respond to stress is by sympathetic nervous system activation, which results in the fight or flight response. Because the body cannot keep this state for long periods of time, the parasympathetic system returns the body's physiological conditions to normal. In humans, stress typically describes a negative condition or a positive condition that can have an impact on a person's mental and physical well-being. Which leads us to the causes. What are the causes of stress? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yes, sometimes we get so wrapped up in all the daily activities of our lives, whether it be fun or work, it's causing us stress. You know, getting the kids to the games and going out to eat with our spouses and, you know, making time for everything. It's hard and it can cause us stress. And one of the things that I saw when I was researching for this topic was this analogy about holding a glass of water. And so if you hold this glass of water for a second, it's not that bad. But if you hold it for an hour, you might get an ache in your arm. And if I hold it for a whole day, my arm might kind of feel numb and paralyzed. So this is an analogy to say, okay, the more that I hold on to this, the heavier that it is becoming. So maybe I need to set this down and really prioritize and manage my time and figure out what is the most important thing that I need to take care of so that I can be not stress-free, but manage stress. Okay, so the symptoms of stress. Oh, let's go back. The top causes of stress are listed for the U.S. as job pressure, money, health, relationships, poor nutrition, media overload, and sleep deprivation. Okay, so now let's talk about the symptoms of stress. And hopefully you're not spinning around like this guy. But the symptoms can affect your body, your mind, your emotions, and your behavior. So it's not just affecting us, but it may be affecting other people around us because of if our emotions and our behavior are not in check, then it's going to affect other people. And so somebody else might be having a good day, and if I'm having a bad day and then take my aggression out on them, then they're probably going to be having a bad day too. So it's important to know what the symptoms are so that you can manage them. And I have a learning aid that I provided for the class, my visual aid, I'm sorry. And it's called The Stress Effects on the Human Body. And you can Google this. I found it on Bing.com, and it is has a Creatives Commons license that's free to use and share. So it says that some of the effects on the human body can affect the brain and the nerves, which can include headaches, feelings of despair, lack of energy, sadness, nervousness, anger, irritability, increased or decreased eating, trouble concentrating, memory problems, trouble sleeping, mental health problems such as panic attacks, anxiety disorders, and depression. That's just the brain and the nerves. So then the skin, you can have acne and other skin problems. I have dry skin, which is due partly to stress. Then it can also affect your muscle and joints, muscle aches and tension, especially in the neck, shoulders, and back. Increased risk of reduced bone density. So that means that your bones can break easily just because you're stressed out. So then it also has listed the heart, faster heartbeat, rise in blood pressure, increased risk of high cholesterol and heart attack. The stomach, it can cause nausea, stomach pain, heartburn, and weight gain. Also, the pancreas, you can have an increased risk of diabetes. The intestines, diarrhea, constipation, and other digestive problems. Reproductive system, and it says on here that for men and women, it can mean a reduced sexual desire, which nobody wants that. Also, women can have irregular or more painful periods, and men can have impotence and lower sperm production. The immune system, lowered ability to fight or recover from illness. So it's a very serious matter that really needs focus, because these are symptoms that can make you end up in the hospital or be very damaging to your system. So it's very important. Okay, so how does stress affect us? How does it affect you? Do you yell? Do you get very aggressive? Are you negative? Do you drink too much or smoke too much or crave caffeine? Do you avoid social contact? Do you have excessive crying or swearing? These are all things that can affect us and then also affect others around us. So it's something that you really need to keep in check. So I want you to think about how it affects you, because how it affects you is not always the same way that it affects other people. And so managing your stress may be different than managing my stress. So this is where we go on to the solutions for stress relief. Now what? The same thing that's a solution for stress relief is what we described for the causes of stress, which was life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is all true. It's an important part of stress management to have a supportive family around you, to pursue a hobby, belonging to a social or activity group is a good solution for stress relief. Being within 10 pounds of your ideal body weight. Practicing deep relaxation techniques. I can't talk. Meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, imagery, and yoga. Exercising for 30 minutes or longer during an average week is also a solution. Nutrition, balanced and wholesome meals. Do something that you really enjoy. And do it just for you. If you can find a place in your home which you can go to or relax by yourself where nobody's going to bother you, just make it talk to your family and say we need a zone or whatever to, have a stress-free zone, and just take a few moments to go and relax by yourself. Practice time management. This will also help in coping with your stress. So 10 relaxation techniques that I found in my research were meditation, breathing deeply, be present, reach out, tune into your body. Really think about what your body is doing and how it's reacting to, what it is going through, all the stress that you have placed on yourself. Decompress. Laugh out loud. This is my favorite one because I love to laugh. And so I find myself surrounding myself with people that really do make me laugh. Crank up the tunes. Another great one. Get moving. And the last, number 10, is be grateful. just think about all the things that are good in your life, even in your most stressed out moments. If you can think about what is good, it will help you to relieve your stress. Another stress reliever that I found for me, I watched a video. Kelly McGonigal is the speaker. She's the presenter, and it's entitled How to Make Stress Your Friend. And she talks about changing your mind about stress so that it becomes a positive reaction to your body. Because like faster breathing that you get from being stressed is actually increased oxygen to your brain. So maybe you're going to think better. And then your pounding heart is energizing and it's preparing you for action. In other words, she talks about in this 10-minute video presentation, changing your mind so that it changes your body's response. So if you think about stress as a positive thing, the reactions also become positive for your body, which was really eye-opening for me. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the tools for stress relief so that hopefully you won't have to use this stress reduction kit that I have provided here, which is a bang head here sign that you can hang on your wall. If you want to use it, please feel free to do so, but I would not recommend it. The directions say place kit on a firm surface, follow directions and circle of kit, and then repeat step 2 as necessary or until unconscious. If unconscious, see stress reduction activity. I think that's pretty obvious. So we'll try not to go there. So we talked about how stress can be a motivator, but it can also have a negative impact on our lives if it's not properly managed. We've talked about the causes of stress. We've talked about the symptoms and how it affects you, and some solutions too, such as diet, exercise. We didn't talk about massage, but massage is another good one. Less caffeine. You might even need medication, but that's something that you need to talk to your doctor about. Be creative, be more social, and get more sleep, and limit your alcohol. The last thing I want to talk to you about is implementing the techniques for your stress relief. Be proactive in looking for what is good for you, because what's good for you and me are maybe 2 different things. I'm going to show you some things that are, good for relieving stress, but you might want to do something else. And be practical about picking a solution, because the best solution for you is what you're going to actually do and make time for. You have to make time for your own stress relief, because you are the only one that can take care of you. Okay, so do you understand what's important about stress management? Do you know what stress is? Can you identify the causes of stress? Do you understand how you are affected by stress? And can you identify solutions to relieve stress? And can you implement these stress relieving techniques? It's really important. Okay, so an evaluation that I have here. Number 1, stress is usually thought of as a negative experience, but it can be a positive one. True or false? And the answer is that's true. Number 2, is it possible to eliminate stress? And the answer is false. We can't eliminate it. We can manage it. And we don't necessarily want to eliminate it because it can be a positive thing for our lives. Number 3, chronic stress is constant and persists over time. Number 4, the hormone known as cortisol helps the body manage stress. And that is true. Number 5, the physical symptoms of stress may include headache, gastrointestinal disturbances, sleep problems, muscle tension, muscle ache, muscle pain, and fatigue. So it's really something that you want to manage so that you don't have these horrible symptoms. Number 6, chronically stressed people are more likely to develop addictions. Number 7, what are endorphins? Are they painkillers or neurotransmitters? And the answer is they're both. Number 8, a stressed person can stimulate endorphin release by exercise. Number 9, stress is an unnatural reaction, and that is false. It is a totally natural reaction. It's a normal part of life, and it's important to note, it says here that the experience of stress varies greatly among the individual. What constitutes overwhelming stress for one person may not be perceived as stress by another. Now we're going to focus on the technical demonstration part of the presentation. And the first technique that I want to tell you about for stress management or stress relief is a funny video that I watched entitled Funny Stress Management by Karen Buxman. And in the video, she says to place your 2 fingers like this, your thumb and then your forefinger almost together, and then you're going to close your left eye and then place somebody's head that you see in the office, a coworker, your boss, or whoever. They'll never know what you're doing. And just squish them. That makes me feel a whole lot less stressed just doing that. Okay, so the other technique she says is to just sit and smile. And just focus on that when you're really working hard and you can't get up from your desk and there's no other stress relief technique you can do, or you can just do it anyway. Just sit and smile. It'll help you feel better. And if that's not enough, just a smile on your face, then look in the mirror. Maybe it'll give you a good laugh. Or, if somebody walks by and thinks, something's going on and asks you, what's happening over there? What are you all smiles about? Then maybe you can help them out too. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do is called core wheeling. And what you're going to do, I've got a chair over here. You're going to want to put your chair up to your desk or a table. I don't have a desk or a table right now, so I'm just using this. But in most of our chairs at work, they do have wheels on them, so that's why I really like this one so much. But you're going to raise your feet up off the floor slightly with your arms extended. And then, I can't do it, this chair makes, but reach up to your desk and just pull yourself back and forth and back and forth. And that's going to strengthen your core. It improves your posture, which is great stress management techniques. So then, we're going to do one. Oh, let me see. What did it say? Sorry, I'm going to look at my notes just to make sure I tell you everything. You're going to do this 20 times. The next one we're going to do is called Namaste the Day Away. So you're going to put your hands together like this and just press your hands together and think about tightening those muscles in your arms and your chest. And then you're going to raise them slowly and lower jacket off. You don't have to take your jacket off. I picked out these exercises so that you could do them in your work clothes. I took my shoes off and I'm going to take my jacket off. That's a good stress reliever right there too. If you can just do that, might not feel so enclosed. And so we're going to do this again. Put your hands together. Think about tightening those arm muscles and the chest muscles. And then you're just going to raise and lower. And then you're going to release. And don't forget to breathe while you're doing this. And I think it said to do this 5 times. Release and repeat the sequence for 5 repetitions. The next one is a sit to stand challenge. And you place your feet hip width apart and fold your arms across your chest, keeping your arms crossed. Stand completely and then sit back down. That's 1 repetition, and you're going to do this for 30 seconds and keep count of how many repetitions you can complete. So this is, you're going to cross your arms across your chest. You've got your feet hip width apart on the floor, and you're going to stand and then sit. Be careful that your chair doesn't roll away when you do this. Stand and sit. And it said to do it for 30 seconds. I think that's a pretty good stress reliever, just standing up and sitting down, whether you have your arms crossed or not. Okay, so the next one is going to be arm circles. And it says you're going to stand with your feet hip width apart, but you don't have to stand if you don't want to. You can sit down, although standing is going to be better. Your arms are going to be straight out with your palms facing down. You're going to move your arms in a circular motion back as fast as you can for 30 seconds. And then you're going to repeat it in the opposite direction for 30 seconds. So this is what we're going to do. We've got the hands straight out and we're going to just circle. Palms are to the floor. Get your heart rate up a little bit too. And then you can go backwards. Okay? Great job. All right. So the next one, we're going to do some stretches. And I want to know, with this chair, that all stretches are to be done for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times each session. And you're going to do them till you feel a mild discomfort. You don't want to have a lot of pain, but you want to be able to hold the stretch the entire length of the time for 20 to 30 seconds. So you don't want to be in a lot of pain, and there could be some kind of problem too if you have a lot of pain. So you don't want to do that. You can do these every day, at any time of the day. You can do them at home, you can do them at work, wherever you want. Just find a place. So the first one that we're going to do, put this back over here. Which one did I want to do first? It's a quad stretch. And so you're just going to find something to, hold on to, whether it's your desk or a chair or a table. And then you're going to reach back and grab your ankle. And you can pull it all the way up. You can pull it up higher if you have that flexibility, or you can just hold on wherever you feel comfortable at. Don't hurt yourself. And don't forget to breathe in between. You don't want to pass out while you're doing the stretches. So breathe in and out. And 20 to 30 seconds is all you want to do a stretch for. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Now hold your foot or your ankle wherever you feel comfortable. You can pull it up if you have that flexibility. And breathe in and out. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is just prop your ankle up on a chair or whatever you have accessibility to. And you're just going to lean forward just slightly. Be careful if you have wheels. You don't want to roll away and do the splits. And if it's uncomfortable, you know, you can stand straight up, you know, and if it lean forward, your torso toward your leg as far as you can without, you know, feeling a lot of discomfort. And don't forget to breathe. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, you're going to stand and then cross one leg behind the other, and then you're going to lean towards that leg that you just crossed. You can feel the stretch all the way up through here. You know, when we sit all day long, those muscles tighten up and it can be kind of painful, so we need to get them all stretched out and relieve some of that stress on our body. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Leg crossed behind one and then lean towards the leg that you crossed. Holding for 20 to 30 seconds and breathe in and out. Good job. The next one we're going to do is a hip flexor. And what you do, you're going to stand in a lunge position. You step your foot out in front of you and bend that knee slightly. Don't go over your ankle. Your back leg is going to be straightened. And then you just kind of lean forward into your hip. You can feel it stretch across here. And breathe in and out. Okay, let's do the other side. And note that we're doing this, you know, you should do these 2 to 3 times, and we're only doing them once. I'm just giving you an idea. And you can create your own routine, whatever you like to do, and whatever helps you to relieve your stress the best. Okay, the next one we're going to do a neck stretch. And I just want to say while we're doing this, just put your hand on top of your head with your fingers kind of slightly over on one side of your head, and you're just going to pull your head slightly towards your shoulder. Don't hurt yourself. Some of the good reasons to stretch are that it increases energy levels and flexibility, reduces risk of injury during exercise and daily activities, reduces tension, provides relief from pain and stress, improves posture. We're going to switch sides. Hand on top of your head with your fingers over, kind of going over the top of your head, and then just slightly pull towards that shoulder. Stretching improves your posture, improves range of motion of the joints, and provides overall sense of well-being. Stretch at least twice a week. Breathe. Exhale as the muscle lengthens to assist in relaxation. Okay, and you don't want to overdo it, of course. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is just raise your shoulders towards your ears. And then lower. And then raise. And then lower. And raise. And then lower. You're standing with your feet hip width apart, breathing, and just raising the shoulders up and down. Might not even need a massage after this. Okay, the next one is great for across the shoulders back here and in your neck. You're just going to put your hands behind your head and look straight forward. Don't look down and don't look up. Just look straight forward. And think about reaching your elbows back and pushing those shoulder blades back as far as you can. And don't forget to breathe. Oh, that feels so good. Pulling out all that tension from sitting at a computer all day. Okay. And I think that's all we have. Oh no, I wanted to just march in place. That's a good one. Standing and breathing are excellent options for just relieving stress. I heard on the news the other day that they said just standing in the office, and they even showed offices that have computers that can raise and lower with the desk as the person wants to stand or sit down. But they said people are less likely to be overweight if they stand more. So just find some time to stand up, you know, and then walk in place. It'll help give you some cardio and just make you feel better overall. Exercise is one of the best stress relievers of any kind. It doesn't matter what you can do. If you can do anything, it's better than doing nothing. Okay, so just marching in place, it feels really great. And then, you know, you may want to add some music or something, because music helps too for stress relief. And then maybe add some jazz into it. Get some movement. Yeah. That'll really, now I got a smile on my face and everything. Is that it? Let's just take a big breath in and a big breath out. And you have a great stressful day. Stress-free day, I meant.